Here we go, 1 minute to get ready. Thank you so much for taking the time from your day and joining the webinar. Okay. I can see we have 6 people already joined us, so that's excellent. I just give it a couple minutes here, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's go slide number 1. Okay, everything's ready. Full. Okay. I also want to check, can you see the PowerPoint, the first slide with the picture of the reports? Perfect. Okay. Well, let's start. Let's keep things on time. It's 1:01, and again, welcome everyone to Real Infobox market updates and email newsletter webinar. I'm gonna go a little bit through a story how we got here and how all this become, and a little bit who I am. I know some of you here or might know me. I'm an active real estate agent here in Calgary, and I've been licensed since 2003, started in Edmonton, and then moved to Calgary. I also have a license in Vancouver. I haven't sold homes there, but I'm still licensed as well. And early in 2003, when I started in real estate, I was straight from university, and everything was just going up. So I got into the 2006-07 market. It was crazy, and I actually didn't know, never owned a home before, bought few, when in the craziness of the boom, and I never understood the market actually goes down as well. Nobody did explain to me. But I very quickly learned in 2008, things do change, and I was stuck with several homes and about 2 million worth mortgages. So I was like the example of a prime sub-lending, the Canadian version. And I had to start paying attention. What's the market? How do we manage the properties? And that's where I started to look for marketing tools that can easily communicate what's happening in the market, because people were uncertain. They want to know what's happening. And I could not find much at the local level. There's always reports. There's real estate board does things, but they're not the most user-friendly things we get. So I want to have something I can email, I can take to my meetings and share with my clients. So in about 2009, I started to make my own email newsletter. And as you can see, I just did the little arrows, how things go, sales, average price, just the basic stats. And I start emailing it to this all my clients and anybody I met. And that was kind of the first introduction to statistics. I kind of got obsessed with it. So as time went, I wanted to also have a report that's kind of really easy to present and a visual. So in 2010, we have created this report, and there was something that kind of give a snapshot of the market. It was fairly complicated. At this point, this actually started being a little bit of a business where some other agents are asking me to share these reports and the information with them. And so we started including it more, something that we did on a monthly basis and helped out a few other agents, mostly in my office, people who knew me. So from here, lots of feedback we got. People actually got stuck on them and they had a hard time explaining it. So we kind of needed a little more user-friendly version. So in about 2012, we jumped into something that was more simplified. But just go back into where things were, where we really got into the data. we start tracking things all the way from like a 2006. This was the after 2007 boom, where we could easily introduce supply on the market, demand, days on market. We also track the interest rate. So this way you can show the clients what's happening in the market. And if something similar behaviors start happening as we've seen, let's say in the boom that everybody went through, you can recognize and compare the times are good now. And you know, is this the opportunity or things are getting bad? So we had some historical sample that we can go by. So this is a quarterly report that become very popular. Give over 10-year snapshot of what's happening on a single page. That was the key. You don't have a multi-page document. So in 2012, we start focusing more, turning this into a marketing tool. So we start adding banners, make the information simpler and easy to explain, a little more modern graphs. And at this point, we switch into benchmark numbers, so they were more accurate than the average pricing. But at this point, what we were doing, these reports were still just for the city. So you had one report for whole Calgary. So there was a good conversation starter, a good marketing tool, but they didn't have as much value for analytics and, you know, talking specifically on the neighborhood or a property type. But, you know, they were still popular. They'll showcase you. We were getting creative. We had the mail outs, something they can print, already had everything ready to go into post. We start creating like a social media version of the reports, easy to share. We had a heat map based on pricing. They're great for the first meetings, and each of the items were customized, and they had banners on them. But we listened all our users. We had a small user base for these products and for these reports, and two main concerns or two main requests that always kept coming over and over. Can we have a neighborhood level? I just want for my neighborhood, this is where I farm, and I don't like your colors. I don't like the orange. I want to have my color. I want to customize it on based on my marketing. So we did listen. It wasn't an easy journey because the reports until now, this is a work of art. This was done by hand, graphic designers. We got the numbers, we moved things on the screen, and there was no way we could automate hundreds of reports, especially if they have to come out every single month and then they have to be updated with the numbers. So it can be done for a few pieces, but so we had to automate. And now, finally, in 2018, this is an exciting thing because this is almost marking our 10 years anniversary working on this report. We have created an application where we have over 600 reports. It's actually exactly 600 right now. You have all of the neighborhoods in the Calgary. We have the surrounding communities, and in there we have each report for the property type. So we do detach, attach, and the condominium separately. So you can really zoom in on a type of property or a type of the report that you need for your clients at the time. So they're really easily accessible. You can see the menu here. You just click on it, click on the community you're looking for. You can do a quick search, and the reports pops up. The second request. Now you can customize them. You can go in, pick your own colors. You can see a couple examples. You can load your banner, and your report looks like no one else. You can bring it in. Even somebody else has the report. They're going to have a different color. They have a different banner. So this is a marketing tool. Again, it's like your giant business card you can use that represents only you, and then it's fully customized with your branding and colors. It's really easy to do. Again, you just go in, upload your banner. You know, we can help you create one, or you get your graphic designer to give a specific dimensions, and then you have the color picker. You set up your own colors, and you can change it anytime you like as you go. So inside of the application. So we do have two types of report. One is a city report. That's more detail. We have more data available, so you can see some more fun graphs in here. And then we have the community, the neighborhood report. They're a little simpler because there is not as much data to go by, but they're still very powerful. And then we use the city averages to compare them to the neighborhood. So you can see how the neighborhoods stack up compared to the whole city. I'm gonna also, once you are in the navigation, so it's really easy. So you go in, select the report opens, and then you have a simple menu on the top. So this is an application that you log in, and then you have access to all these reports, and we update them on a monthly basis. You can go into historical data a few months back if you have the need for them. You can simply select the property type, and only shows you the 2 pages for the specific property. You can download them as a PDF, or you can click and it'll generate the PDF link for you that you don't have to deal with attachment. You can make it as a part of your email signature. You can send a specific report to a specific client. And if you have a good application, you can actually track if they open it. With the property type, this is our latest addition. So we had lots of creative stuff with map and everything. So we gone into a main report that's 6 pages for the neighborhood, for a community or the city, broken by property type. And now we are again adding, based on the request and demand, the type of reports that the clients are asking. So number 1 request again was, I need something I want to share on the social media. So we created the PNG file, nice summary. So this is something you can throw on your Facebook, Instagram. It clearly shows the all property types and the quick summary. And then again, it's really easy to read even on your cell phone. So we have we have 2 types of report available currently on the application and plan to add more. So there was an overview, more of a technical overview, how our product works. So all the reports are created, they're loaded in the application, you have your own account, fully customized, and you can get it right on your phone. You can show it to your clients right at the coffee shop, or you can print them and then use them or email them, and any situation that you find fit or needed for your daily work. But let's talk about how these reports can be used specifically with sellers and buyers, and also for prospecting and generating leads. So CMA, going to do evaluation, we all have some kind of package that we go into it. You can simply add the city report that gives kind of overall markets. It's a good conversation starter. This is what's happening in the city. This is the absorption rate. And you can then transfer, this is what's happening in your community. You can see the community performing better or worse than the city overall. And then you can go into your own analysis and using a specific houses. So again, this gives a perspective. It's a good comparison points on your valuation. And to be a little more specific, if your client bought a home, let's say in 2015 or 13, you can add the appreciation and deduct the depreciation, and you can quickly calculate the number that home should be priced based on simply the benchmark price of the neighborhood. And then you can take that number and compare it to the number that you actually come up comparing a specific properties. You can see if the percentage difference or increase or decrease correspond with the property. It's extremely helpful, especially right now when we see the depreciation, we see decline in some of the property types. So you have one more data source that you can easily visually show your clients how the market move, and then you have additional data to back it up. When the listing sitting, which currently we have about 80% of listings that are not selling, you do have to go back to your clients and ask for price reduction. And this report will make the conversation a lot easier. For example, I have a West Hillhurst report here. We get 36 listings in October, only 3 has sold. So that means 8%. So you have an 8% probability or chance to sell your home, and 91% of the home going to end up being expired or terminated, taken off the market. So you want to get the clients motivated to become one of those 8%. So they really have to consider what homes are selling and price them right. You can also show the average days of market specifically per neighborhood, so 71 days. So if you go past those days, you already know you have done all your marketing, so you have a legitimate reason to be asking for price reduction. And it's a great way to find how motivated your clients are, because these are the data and the facts from a real estate board. They're just put in into very easy visual way to show your clients the reality that many times they don't like or they like to ignore. When working with buyers, there's not much tangible things when you meet first time, the introduction, buyer presentation. So showing them the market, the city report, or pulling a few communities that they're interested in and explaining them how the market works. It makes you look professional. It's something they can take with them. It's branded. It's a great first impression. And you can have a discussion more about the type of market they are in, what kind of negotiating they can expect. So we have the city absorption rates, only 20% of homes sell. So there is definitely more room to negotiate for your clients, or take a time, more properties to see. They can be more aggressive. If things do change, you can quickly explain to them, okay, this is a seller's market, and then you do have to come strong, and then you might have to compete. Interesting things, even in the seller's market, we do see multiple offers, and they're mostly in the lower price range. So if we see anything between 300,000 to 500,000, you can see that represents over 50% of the market. So you can say this is the most affordable bracket, and when you are in shopping in this price range, there's many other buyers. Once you get into 700,000, 800,000, 900,000, you can see it gets a lot lonelier, and then you have definitely more power as a buyer to negotiate and look for the homes. Picking the winners. So this is one thing that it's amazing. Even myself, we're planning to do some kind of ranking of the neighborhoods, and I know it's very individual for specific neighborhoods, but it's a nice thing to know for the client. If they bought the home 10 years ago in any of these neighborhoods, what would their appreciation be? So some of the winners, we have the city. For detached homes, we have about 15% appreciation. But if you look at the West Springs, 49%, Crestmont, 43%. So those neighborhoods probably really good one to be in compared to, let's say, Forest Lawn. We have 3.31, and then Elbow Park, which is very unique neighborhood, very high-end homes. But if you just look at the benchmark number, the reports, we are down 7.2%. So in the luxury segment. So this actually gives lots of power and helps the decision points for clients where they should look. They decided between 2-3 neighborhoods, which one's more popular. Looking at the condos, probably the hardest hit market segment right now. The overall, it's almost 6% decline. Citywide, if you look at the Beltline, the highest amount of condos in Calgary, we are down 8.2%. So going to a listing presentation, in many cases, anyone who bought about 2014 and 15 is losing money if they only put 5% down, or most likely might not even have enough equity to sell. So this is something that really helps you have that uncomfortable talk, and hopefully we're going to see some more of a positive news coming up in the next few years. So let's talk about how can you use it for lead generation and getting referrals and interacting with your clients on things. So I'm going to start with a database touch point, because most valuable referrals and source of business is usually people you know who already trust you, your past clients. So in your daily communication, even simply saying hi, you can pull the link specifically for their neighborhood and just include it for them. So it's something of high value, specifically where they live or own the property. You can create an email newsletter that can be sent out, or you can do a mail out. You can attach as a PDF or print it. So there's so many ways. So you have something of value, something of interest that's fully customized for you. Just to do the reminder when you follow up with your past clients, or even the new leads that came to you from open houses or a website. So it's a good content for the touch points. Open houses, they're excellent. these are some of the examples from clients we have. It's good to only bring one of them and have a sign-up sheet where you actually get the name. Good conversation starter is not always about the house, what you think of the market. You can show them a couple pointers. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody loves to talk. Keeps them in the house longer, gives you opportunity to qualify them and get their contact info. So, and then you can always offer to email it to them or even for other specific communities. So great follow-up even after they leave the property. The report has been used for trade shows, display, for bank open houses. And I also want to mention this for building relationship with, especially with mortgage brokers and bankers. If you send these to your broker, a mortgage broker or a banker every month, or even print few of them, you have a reason to visit them, get in touch. And when they're having buyers, they're getting pre-qualified. Buyers always ask everybody's opinion. Is it a good time to buy? What should I do? So sharing those with your name on it, you're already part of the conversation in comparison to a simple business card. You're offering value, even you are not there. You're strengthening the relationship with your broker, and also you be gaining more referrals from that broker. You're making their job easier and to answer their question. Farming area, you can mail. We are in the process of creating the flyer version of this, so you can simply just download the PDF. It's going to be already optimized for Canada Post sizes. You can see one of the things we do, we keep 1/2 inch border. So regardless what kind of printer you are on, these are designed to just spit off of any laser inkjet office printer without any issues. So you don't have to go to professional printers. You can if you like to, but they're meant to be more like a street smart. You need them. You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You do double clicks, and you have something. You look way more prepared, way more professional. Going for door knocking, great handout again, great conversation starter, and you have something of value to leave with them or leave in the mailbox. If nobody's home, you can use it as your flyers since you're outdoor knocking already. Social media, that's pretty straightforward. We are going to be adding more and more options to post interesting reports and then engage the conversation. Again, it's a good reminder that you are in business and then you giving something of value, not just your listings on your social media feed. Videos, more and more popular last few years with BombBomb, and it kind of has been huge. We have several our clients who every month they use our graphics, they break down the PDF, do a short talk, and then they use these reports, a little bit of video editing, and they have a nice video they can share with all their clients. So very powerful, gives you the professional look, and you can simply do our videos just by reading the report and then maybe adding a few of your own comments or opinion and then sharing it with your clients. Curtis from Remax Central actually had been on the TV a few times, even on his home buyer TV show that he recorded. Our report has been used, so a little bit of exposure we have. If you do a public relations or you're interviewed by a media, this is something good to have. You can reference to. The data are verified. We're creating it from the actual PDFs that the real estate board creates. So we wait a few days after the official benchmark numbers are calculated and released, and we cross-reference them. So any numbers you find in our report, you can go to a real estate board, download the actual report, and then you can compare it in there. So you can have a peace of mind that what our main job is, we making it visual, but you can rely on the data because they're done by a real estate board. So we're just making it more user-friendly format for you to use. So it's, as I mentioned, it's going to be now 10 years since we've been helping clients. It's a very small business. All this time I still stayed as a full-time real estate agent. We have few big names who are using our reports. We have Edmonton clients. We also are in Fort McMurray, mostly Calgary, since it's my hometown. And also we have clients in Vancouver where we offer this service. So we're hoping to grow this business and offer more value to clients. Pricing for this new product, we want to keep it very affordable. You can start from $35 and you can build your own package and then add the areas you like or have the city and then let's say specific of Southwest or Northwest area where you do most work. At $55, you get access to everything, unlimited direct access to all the reports. So these are the market reports. It's one part of our business, and this is the biggest kind of improvement we have done in the 10 years, being able to get to the point where creating 600 reports that are fully customized and they're available to you in a second. It took us almost a couple of years to get to that point from the idea. You can go out and you can use the free demo. Simply just put your email address, create a password, register, and you're right in. It's a full functionality, full package. The data are 1 month old, so we're just keeping it as a demo. So you can try it, print it, and see how it works, see if that's something that you can use in your business. We have no contracts. You can try it for 2-3 months. If it's something that doesn't work in your business, you can always cancel it, come back anytime. The service is in here. There is so I like to officially kind of end this portion of the how would I say of the reports. I like to talk about the newsletter a little bit, but before I get there, I'm going to just check some question here. Okay, the first one. Oh, actually, Mindy, sorry, I missed your can hear me. Hopefully, you can hear me now. Did we lose a sound? Anybody else had a trouble hearing me? Okay, I hope I wasn't doing presentation for myself. Okay, sound is good, excellent. So the question, Christopher, can the newsletter be emailed out by individual community? Not yet. If you stick around after these questions, I'm going to go through the newsletter and I'll explain that. But yes, they can be, but it would involve probably a little bit of work from your assistant to create those extra images. It can be done, but we don't offer that option. Would you like to see 11 by 17 city and community? Yes, that is coming. It's definitely right after the social media. That's the second highest request we have. Also, being a small company, there's only a couple of us. The time and the budget is the limitation. Otherwise, we already have it. So hopefully we get some more users and then we can invest money back into improving. I believe that has been the most important report, and it will be coming back. It's right now the first one after the social media that's in works. Okay. Any other question about the reports before I move into a little bit of the newsletter? Okay. So I'll jump into, so we do offer the market reports, and the second service we offer, I'm going to leave it open. Second service we offer is email newsletter. The reason behind this service is because this first portion reports, they're excellent, they're all there, they're a powerful tool, but unless you go in there, you download them, you email them, they're kind of worthless. So it requires an effort on your side. So many of the clients ask us, can you just do the work? I'm just busy, I don't have time to deal with this. That's why we have a service. So it is a market update email newsletter. It's there for the monthly reminder to stay top of mind, utilize it and saving you time. And what it is a unique city-based newsletter. So we do that one for Calgary. Again, fully customized with your branding, the same banner from the reports. It's going to be put in on your email newsletter. We take the data and make really simple market reports. So this is something that you have to understand. Most people are reading everything on the phone. So this is definitely optimized for something that that we can use on our cell phones and then easily. So it's email to all your clients, or all the emails that you actually load in your database. And these reports are actually just for the city right now. The question was, can you make them for community specific? Yes, you can. We can make this new image for each of the community, but at this point we don't have that automated. It would be something that would have to be done manually if you want the community report. You can add your listing to this newsletter again. So it's a super powerful marketing tool where you go on a listing presentation. So one of your ways you promote your marketing is to add the listings to your newsletter. Let's say you have a database of 1,000 people, and that's the way you promote them. And then you can also add the seller, the new client, to your database. So when their listing is promoted, they can forward it to other people. They get your the listing. So when we add the listings in there, it's linked to your website for more details. So it's just a little preview. Makes it a little powerful. So once we're setting up your email newsletter template, there are different sections like, are you looking to buy a home? Thinking of a home evaluation. So everything gets linked. How would I say? Everything gets linked right to your website. Riza, I have a question here. Can header be customized? Although, yes. So in the newsletter, I'm going to click couple slides back because maybe I didn't explain it properly. Yes, the banner is any design you like, and we have a lot more flexibility to actually customize the newsletter. Let's call it a template where you have different banners, you have a different information, and each month we're going to insert statistics and an article for your local market. So yes, there's a lot more customization option with the newsletter that we can do. Make it as unique as you like in the template. So each month we hire local writers, and as being a real estate agent, I like to just monitor what's happening, what other agents talking about, what's important. So the content on the top of the statistics, we do property tax return, how you can apply, how you can appeal it. When there is a session of forecast, so very local based information, different little specific research into let's say mortgage payments. So this is a Calgary based newsletter written by a Calgary writer. We feature Stampede. When there was a flood, we had a Red Cross donations. Like we really in tune with your community, so it's fully customized. So our objection is this is going to look like you took an effort and created something on your own, and it's not generic for US, Canada. This is for Calgary community. We also like to get something really cool, kind of the viral marketing. We got the robot garden, micro apartments, like to include a beautiful photo. So it's also entertaining, it's fun, but it has to be related to real estate. It has to be related to home ownership. So we kind of stay professional. We have done the Christmas version where we calculated the difference between traditional light and LED and the cost saving. So different interesting infographics. We really try to work with the writers and find the topics that that also entertain, not just the statistics, not just even when people not thinking of buying, we want to give them a reason to open your newsletter. So the whole thing looks like this, like a long, skinny newsletter with your greeting, your links, and then the content that we create and the statistics. So it gives them the market update. They have a link to download the full version of the report. So once they want to go into more detail. So one of the solutions for the community could be we could put the specific community links in your newsletter, and then you have the city generic, and then you can put the community links into. We have done that in Vancouver, where most agents work in like a Vancouver West, North Shore, and sometimes they go to Burnaby. So they only included the areas they focus on. But we have the main statistics are for Metro Vancouver for the generic for the whole area. And where this gets really powerful, so you are working with us, you get your own account, you load the contacts into it, the email gets sent out and everything gets tracked. So when you go now, after the email is sent out, you will see exactly who opened your newsletter, how many times they open it, which links they clicked on. So let's say out of 500 people, you can sort it out by number of opens or click on the links. You can see who unsubscribed. And this way, it gives you a short list of people to call to follow up. So you know they're already engaged, they're thinking of you, so you can call them, see if there's anything you can help them or ask for referrals. So it's a great, how is your monthly call list. And also, if somebody start working with you and you send them an email and they unsubscribe, it also may give you the hint how serious they are about working with you. And then you can also check with them if everything's okay. And this way you get like more data to follow through. The newsletter is created a few days before the deadline. It usually gets sent out, like the December just got sent here yesterday for Calgary. And then you have a few days before to, you're gonna get your template, you do all the work, it's ready to send, and you get like 5-6 days, sometimes 10 days, depends on the production deadline, to go in and edit your newsletter. You can add your videos in there, you can write your own article, you can do anything you like, you can edit it. We also have like local events. We did the feature where to go for New Year right now for the December newsletter, so people can plan out their New Year celebration. So you have full control. But the beauty is, if you don't do anything, you don't even touch this, you just see that we send you an email, you can have a peace of mind when the deadline comes and the email is scheduled, it's sent out. So it happens, but you can be hands-on. But the majority of our clients, mostly they add listings, and they leave rest to us. So this would be a simplified version of the reports. It's more of a touch point compared to hands-on. And the cost for this service, so the basic service is $55, and it includes 500 contacts. We do license application where you can go up to 20, 30,000. There is really no limit how many contacts, but we will just have to charge you slightly extra if you get like a high volume of emails. And at $55, it includes creating the content, doing the statistics, and sending it out for you. You only manage your own clients. So if you shop around for newsletters, this is extremely competitive pricing, because sometimes you will be charged just for a simple account to use and send email in some circumstances, but you have to create all your content and send it to yourself. So the two services, the market reports and email newsletter, that's what we offer. I would say that kind of concludes my webinar. If you have any questions or anything else you like to discuss, something I missed. I would go back. Thank you so much for coming. I would go back to the demo version for the report. So as I said, you can go in right now and try our product at no cost, and then you can play around, download the reports. You can even test the customization function and set your own color. You can see. So you simply go to our website at realinfobox.com. Okay, I don't see any questions coming up. I'm gonna type it here as well. Okay, I have a question. This means if you wanted both of these products, you have a 55 and 55. Yes, those are two very different products and services. The newsletter is very labor intensive. We are considering definitely introducing some discount if you buy both of them. I haven't been decided, but Riza, let's talk. That's something actually we have to make here quickly. We used to have a package that bundled them together, but we don't have them yet, since you can see the direction these two products. They're both giant things on its own, but yes, there will be something, and I will make announcements and definitely follow up on this on the bundle. We just haven't got around to it. I'm gonna also just go right into the tool here. So this is, once you log in, it's simple. You go into the market reports. You have the plus menu, and you can browse. They're in alphabetical order, so you find the neighborhood, and then you can click on it, and it opens up the report. So the main portion is the 6th page that comes up, like this one, for example, Capitol Hill. We don't have any condo data. The board didn't have any sales to track in the neighborhood. So this is mostly a detached home neighborhood. So you can click detached homes, and it load up just the 2 pages. So you could simply, get the PDF link that you copy, and then you can send it to your clients. Yeah. And so you can also just quickly search for, so if you want to go back to the neighborhood, Capitol Hill, you start typing and the report just pops up. So as I said, you can do it on your phone. This is super quick for you to access these reports. Even you haven't printed them, you have access to the internet. Somebody asks you the questions, you can have the answer very quick to them, or you can actually get the link and email to them after, just for follow-up. Yeah. Okay. So I don't see any more questions. Feel free to reach out. All the contact info, emails, phone numbers are on the website, and you'll be most likely talking to myself or Rose. As I said, it's still a very small company. We are local here in Calgary, and we hope you guys go out and try the demo. Give me some feedback or any suggestion, and thank you already the existing clients we have here. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'll give it a little bit here if somebody come up with questions, but otherwise I am going to log off. Thank you. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. I'm going to end and then hope to hear from you, and also Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a good selling season, even the end of the year in 2019.